Good morning, and we are on the clock, a minute or two early. So thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're on here early as well. We're going to talk about 8 things today, or 8 commandments of a winner. And shouldn't be too long, but hopefully it'll be something that can inspire you to change a couple of things in the way you're doing it, and maybe change the outcome for your life, for your goals being met. Let me know when you're on. Just give me a quick comment here that you're watching today. Keep in mind that the best way for us to do evangelism is for me to create these and then for you to help spread them. So I really think it'd be great if you could just let people know about what we're doing here today. Trying to build the body of Christ, trying to build Christian leaders, build. Good morning, Jose. Good to see you today from Peru. After this on the clock time, I'll be going up to the ranch. We have a group of coaches up there that we've been teaching, and I teach them on my portion is on mentoring. I created that ministry some 8 or 10 years ago where we opened the church to, the ranch to any coaches in the state of Texas. So if you know of a coach, let them know. It's called Helping Coaches Coach, and you can go to jordanranch.org and you can see if I have that on here. You can find an open space for a coach, and it's a free weekend. It's about $2,000 value. It's free meals, chef-inspired meals, and all of the 85 acres that they can use at the ranch. And we teach them a little bit about money and about marriage and about mentoring. And then the majority of the time they get to just hang out with their spouse and enjoy each other at the pool and on the land and at the lake. And that's pretty much it. So we turn them on to some resources here, leadership resources. And I get to teach today on how to mentor athletes and how to mentor your assistant coaches effectively, because that's what I do. I enjoy coaching, I enjoy leading, and I enjoy success. And hopefully that's what you tuned in for today. So good morning, Michael. Good to see you this morning. Thank you for the hammer at church that you gave me the other day. It's sitting in my garage right now. I see it every time I go out the garage. I think about you. So good stuff. Anyway, if you have something to take notes with, let's start, because I've got 9:02 right now. We always do this. We're on the clock. I've started the hourglass, and let's see what we can get into today. Athletes and Christians are very similar. That's why Paul talks so much about them in the Bible. Many people think that Paul was an athlete. He talks about boxing, and he talks about running a race, and talks about many other things, fighting a fight. And so we know that he's very competitive, and he uses the analogy of athleticism and discipline to convey a message to Christians, is that we are basically in a race, and we are supposed to win. He said, don't you know that everyone that gets into a race runs to win? That's why we have to do this thing at our maximum of effort. And I would encourage you today to evaluate where you're at and whether or not you really are giving a maximum effort to the Lord. It's not to me. I'm not your God. I'm not your Lord. Jesus is. I am just a sales rep. I'm the guy that gives you information and hopefully inspires you the way he's inspired me. That's what leaders do. I believe every Christian should be a leader, because you have the Holy Spirit in you, which is God, and he is the ultimate leader. So what are we leading in? We should be leading in Christianity. We should be recruiting and leading people to salvation. We should be discipling people. Why? So that the kingdom grows and the team gets bigger. perfect common sense. If you're not excited about that, you probably just don't know enough about it, because to know him is to be excited. So in that vein, number one, the first commandment of a successful Christian, successful person on this earth, and these work for people that are saved and people that aren't, but you who are saved should be the most successful employee at the plant or at your job or wherever. And some of these will really help you out. Number one, arrive early. Whatever your time you're supposed to be there. If you're supposed to start work at 8, show up at 7:30. Why? Many reasons. Number one, it shows those that are above you that you care and you have a little presence about yourself. Good morning, Jesus and Elias. Good to see you guys this morning. It shows that you are mature. You know, as I was able to build the ranch and built Powerhouse Church, anybody that I brought on and paid them a salary came out of something that I risked, something that I built, something I did not pay my family, something I did not consume. It's something I invested in them. And I think that an employee many times doesn't understand everything it took to get that business up and running. And that founder, that president is very important. It's very important to him how you treat his baby that he sacrificed his life or she sacrificed her life for. If you treat it as nonchalant and you take it or leave it, then that person's probably already thinking, who can I get to replace them? I made a wrong choice. They don't value this. When you show up early, it shows that you're ready for work. You're excited to be there. You appreciate what has been done for you by the people who founded the business that's paying for your salary. How about paying for your benefits? It just gives you a place to come and belong. And a lot of people don't appreciate that until somebody like me comes along and shows them, you need to be very appreciative of this because it could be gone tomorrow. Work like there is no tomorrow. So get there 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes early. It also allows you to take on the challenges of the day and prepare yourself, because preparation time is never wasted time. Preparation time is never wasted time. Get yourself in order before everybody else piles into the office and becomes a distraction. My father would always show up at the school. He was a principal. He would show up an hour early. Time to think, time to organize, time to get ready for the day, time to walk the halls, time to see what happened. It's also time to circumvent challenges like traffic, things that you didn't plan, or emergencies where your children get sick and you got to return home. Always be prepared. I mean, this is your life. Always get there early, like you planned it intentionally. So that's rule number one. Rule number two, when you come to work, come prepared. Come like you've been thinking about your job. Come like your job is important, whether that's your job in the ministry or job in the secular world. It is very important. What you do is exchange your time for finances. That's what you agree with your when you sign a contract or a covenant. I'll give you an hour. You'll pay me $10 an hour if that's what I agree on. So this is my time. I'll never have that time again. I'm exchanging 1 hour for $100 or whatever you agree to. Work like your time and your life are important, because that's what you're doing, is you're exchanging that, and you can never get it back. So prepare. Come prepared. Know what you're doing. Have all your tools. Have everything you need. If someone's always forgetting something, it shows you that they're really not in tune to their job. They're really not in love with what they're doing. And I'll guarantee you people see it, and especially your employer, and they're already looking for someone to replace you. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you what you don't know. Good morning, Rosie and Dana. Good to see you, Dana. Jose, thanks for taking notes for the group. I appreciate that. Number three, when you come, bring a great attitude. When you come to work, Always bring a great attitude. Think about this. If you started a business and you hired people and they came to work with an attitude that says, I would rather be somewhere else, and then they still expect you to pay them, how would you feel about that? I would feel like I need someone else. I want to go to work where people are as excited as I am about the vision that God's given me, especially in ministry. I've hired so many people over the past 30 years at Powerhouse Church and at Jordan Ranch and all the places in between that we have done, churches that we've started, and help other pastors hire the right people. And it seems like people are chosen for work on a church staff. You may not know this, but basically because they were very faithful people in the nursery or as an usher, or they were coming by the church saying, what can I do? How can I help? And their gift basically made room for them. Well, there's a phenomena that happens that after you hire them, it's about a year to 2 years later where you begin to sometimes see a slack. And you ask them, what happened to your fire? What happened when we begin to pay you a salary to do the things you were doing for free? And many times they have just lost their initiative. They've lost their way. They're not in sin. They just aren't as excited as they were when they first came on. And many times they don't realize that ministry is spelled like this, WORK. It's work. It's hard work. But even Jesus said, I must be about my Father's business. I must be about my Father's business. There's a business end to anything, whether it's your household business or it's your ministry business or it's it doesn't matter, your glass making business. Something's got to pay the bills. Something has to be sold. Something has to be created and then sold. And so in ministry, I need you, those of you who are not in ministry, but you're a part of a church, realize there is a part of that church that must function, and people must give, and whatever, people at the ranch must come and use the ranch for this thing to continue every day. That's the miracle of ministry, actually. When I was a coach and a teacher, the state paid me, and I knew where the money was coming from. It came from your taxes. But when I opened a church, either the people gave or they didn't give. That means either I was paid or I wasn't paid. And I'm happy to tell you that today, for 28 years, we've never missed one payment. We've never missed one salary check. Everybody, all those years, as many as 25, 35 staff members have all received benefits and payment. And we started that church on zero, on nothing. And God began that. That's a miracle in itself. You know why? Because I came early and I came prepared, and I always had a great attitude, and I still try to do the same thing today. If you have a bad attitude about anything, just remember this: you're too blessed to be stressed. I'm not sure what you're upset about, but you need to come with me to Africa or Peru, and I'll show you that you have nothing to be upset about. You have everything to be grateful for. This is a great place to live, and we've been blessed to be a blessing. Number 4, listen and be coachable. Listen to your coach, listen to your leader, listen to your authority, whoever that is, and be coachable. Don't think you know it all. You don't. Go in there with an attitude of gratitude and be coachable. Whatever they tell you to do, do it. Don't always give them a butt. There's a difference between sheep and goats. Sheep go along, goats butt. Goats butt. They butt everything. Yeah, but. Don't be one of those people. Think about this. If you were the owner of a business, would you want somebody in there always saying yes, but, and always having a contrary view to what you have? No. It's okay every once in a while to ask questions. But if they're always contrary to you, maybe they're in the wrong place. Or maybe you're in the wrong place. Where is the right place? At the very least, respect that person for starting the business and give them honor and respect for giving you a job. If you'll do that, then I think God will bless you at some point with your own place, your own business. But you've got to be faithful with a little before God will bless you with a lot. All right. Number 5 would be always bring 100% effort. Always bring your A game. Don't come in there and think, well, today I feel bad or today I've got a runny nose or whatever. No. Come in there like the game is on the line. They're putting you into the football game. It's 0 degrees. It's terrible conditions, but your job is to win regardless of the conditions. If you see life that way, then you'll see your value both in God's eyes and in your eyes. I think that's critical. Number 6, don't make excuses and don't complain. Don't make excuses and don't complain. Somebody once said, if you want something bad enough, you'll make a way. If you don't, you'll make an excuse. When I was at the Air Force Academy, my first and only venture into the military, I remember whenever they would line us up for drill, and if our shoes weren't shined or our hat was on crooked or our shirt wasn't buttoned down just right, we caught it. And you caught it in front of everybody. And they taught us back in the squadron, they said, look, here's your answer to everything. No excuses, sir. That's it. He said, don't make excuses, make a way. That's the difference between a winner and a loser. Losers are always looking for excuses. Are there sometimes reasons why things didn't happen? Yeah, but it doesn't do you any good to stew on that. You've got to make it happen. You're the head, you're the man, you're the leader. Make it happen. Take a mess and make a message. Come on. That's what God said. He said, I'll take what the devil meant for evil and I'll turn it to your good. Why don't we get good at doing that since God lives in us? And then number 7, do the extra work. Find something extra to do. Quit trying to do the minimum and barely get by and try to get out 10 minutes early. No, stay 15 minutes late. Do the extra work. Remember, it's your life. It's not just a job. This is your life on display. If you're mowing the grass, make sure you mow it better than anyone. You say, that's ridiculous. Well, that's probably why you are where you are. Whatever job you have, that may be the last day of your life. Cut the heck out of the grass. Make it look good. Trim it up. Don't leave a line here or a line there. That should bother you. That's your job and it represents you and your life. And when people look at that, they should see you. Same thing with ministry. Do things with an excellent spirit. Daniel had an excellent spirit. If you're walking into the church and there's trash, pick it up. Doesn't matter whose job it is. That's your ministry. That's your church. That's your God. People know you by the atmosphere in which you set in a building or in your house. Have pride in your home. Clean up the front yard. Take out the trash. Make sure that your home is impeccable. That doesn't have to have riches and gold and silver all over the place. Just make sure it's clean. Make sure that things are taken care of and neat. You can do that, and you can have a good attitude doing it. Finally, always be respectful. Always be respectful. Honorable. I believe that's a critical point. You can be honorable and respectful to those above you and honorable and respectful to those below you. It'll go a long way in your promotion. People want to be around other people that are respectful. I don't believe that we have to be disrespectful to anyone. And that goes for husbands and wives, as well as it does for pastors and congregation. It goes for a lot of people, and employees. And if you'll find that someone can be respectful up and be respectful down, you'll find that they're usually going places and they're a leader of men and women. These have been the top 8 commandments for winners. I hope that they've inspired you to some degree. Let me know in your comments real quick if those are some things that you like to hear. If you'll begin to apply just 2 of them today, I think you'll see that people begin to notice there's something different about you. That's a leader over there. That's a man of integrity, a woman of integrity. And things will begin to change. I see that Pastor Jose has written a lot of these down. I like that. Thank you, Jose. Anybody else have a thought? Very good. Awesome. Well, we're getting a little bit of rain today here at the ranch, and we always need rain. Some people would complain about rain, but what did we just learn? We don't complain. It makes mud, yeah, but it also makes grass grow. And without it, we have drought. And so, I just think that we need to look at each day and say, what can I do positive today? How can I make life better for me and other people? And if you begin that process, number one, with the Lord, with reading your word, with praying in the Spirit and praying for people, then you get up and you begin to go about your way about how in the world can I impact eternity? How can I lead somebody to the Lord today? Get you some of those tracks, the ones we've talked about them. You can go to gfwatkins.org and you can see that. Another thing you can do is you can ask more about Manhood University. I really want to encourage you. Some of these things that we're talking about today, they're practical things, but they are what we're teaching. We're changing the DNA of people. We're changing the way they think so that they can win. We need to be stronger as Christians because Christians need to be the leaders in our country. Why? Because Christians are supposed to be ethical. Now, are they always? No, because humans are Christians and Christians make mistakes. But that's why we give you a coach. That's why we give you a father. That's why we teach you things that are practical and things that win. I believe that, everyone needs to look into Manhood University for your husband, your father, your son. If you're a lady, if you're a man, this is crafted for you. We only meet at the ranch 4 times a year, but that is the degree. And then the times that we're not meeting here, we meet every Thursday night for a Zoom call as we go through certain books and teachings. And we give you the ability to respond to those things verbally on the Zoom live. That is one level of coaching in a group that is not very expensive, but it puts these things into your life. And then we have other levels where if you want to come closer, we can give you closer coaching, and that works for business and it works for personal. But these are some of the things that you'll want to look up and see. And you can also, let me just give you this, manhooduniversity.com. That's where you want to go if you want to get that information. What else? Also, this weekend, I'll be speaking at Powerhouse Church in Katy at the 10:30 service. This message is called Champion. We'll be talking about the attributes of coaching. I believe that when you are a student and you have a good coach, you want to imitate them because they impact your life. It's the same thing for Christianity. Jesus said, you'll do to his disciples. He said, you'll do what I've done and greater. And he commanded us to do this. He says, more blessed to give than to receive. Blessed means empowered to prosper. So there's a hidden mystery in giving away your wisdom and nurturing that wisdom in other men or other women. Some people call it pastoring. Some people call it mentoring. I'm calling it, some people call it discipleship. I call it coaching because that's really what it is. You're coaching these people. And if you do it long enough, it may become fathering. That relationship should probably deepen. But who's coaching you spiritually? As a matter of fact, I had this thought come to me the other day, and it may hit you wrong, but if you'll think about it for a while, think about it. We coach in finances in the world. We coach in marriages. We coach in, physical. We coach you in the gym, and it's become a coaching society. But where are we coaching you for heaven? The most important thing that people are missing all the time. The Bible clearly says that the gateway to destruction is wide, and the gate to heaven is narrow. The road to destruction is wide, and the road to heaven is narrow. Few that be that enter it. Why? It's because they don't know. You say, well, I said a prayer. Well, I understand that, but did your heart change? Are you living that? Maybe the reason you're not living is because you don't understand it. You gave heaven all of 10 minutes to pray a prayer, and for some reason you think that that's your get out of jail card. I would argue differently. And I think I could help you understand that there's more to it than that. The Bible talks about the heart. The heart is a massive thing that has uh, not been taught very well. And I think there's a lot of people that are actually going to miss what Jesus died to give you. Why not get coached to make sure that the number one thing in your life, eternity, is really going to happen for you instead of waiting to your deathbed to regret it? I can see so many people that lay there on their deathbed and go, did I do okay? Did I make it? Did I do it? Why are they asking that now, then rather, instead of doing it now? If you're going to prepare your body with a coach, if you're going to prepare your IRA and your retirement with a coach, if you're going to pay all these people all this stuff for the temporary, why not invest something in the supernatural, the eternal? Who knows? It literally could be eternity in life and death for you. So see some of the things that we have. I mean, this is free. You can just get it anytime you want. Go online and get some of our books. Let's see. We have all kind of books and stuff. If you just go to gfwatkins.org, you can look at our resources, and that's very inexpensive. And then the next step would be to come to Manhood U. And after that, it would be to engage us in more of a one-on-one capacity. All of that is there for you, male, female, doesn't matter. We're here to help you win in life. I hope today's 8 commandments have been good for you. Thank you for watching the program. Have a great week. I'll see you next Wednesday. God bless you.